Good day, peasants. Do try to keep up, although I realize that for the average biped, processing basic logic is a task akin to climbing Everest in flip-flops. I am Miso Pendragon, and I am currently enduring the sheer agony of a lukewarm black coffee while contemplating the absolute rubbish you lot call automotive excellence. We begin with the origins, which are predictably rooted in the dirt. The G-Wagon was conceived because the Shah of Iran, who clearly had more money than sense, suggested Mercedes build a military vehicle. It was a utilitarian box designed to be hosed out. It had all the charm of a damp biscuit and the interior refinement of a coal mine. It was never meant for brunch in Knightsbridge. It was meant for soldiers to sit in while being miserable. The fact that humans now pay 6 figures to drive a vehicle originally designed for people who were literally required by law to be there is an utter tragedy of the highest order. It's an agricultural tool with a hood ornament, and you've all fallen for it. In 1979, they unleashed this brick upon the public. Quite frankly, the 460 series was a slow, loud, and vibrating mess. It had the aerodynamics of a Victorian wardrobe. While proper manufacturers, ones who actually understand the concept of a curve, were experimenting with drag coefficients, Mercedes decided to double down on the box-on-wheels aesthetic. It was during this era that the delusion began to fester. People started thinking, ooh, if it can climb a mountain, it must be prestigious. Absolute rubbish. A mountain goat can climb a mountain, but I don't see you putting a leather interior on one and charging £150,000 for the privilege. This is where the rip-off truly matures into a fine, pungent cheese. The 463 chassis. Mercedes realized that if they shoved enough wood trim and leather into the cabin, humans would ignore the fact that the door hinges are still on the outside like some sort of medieval gate. They added V8 engines to a chassis that handles like a jelly mold in a high wind. It is a mechanical oxymoron. You have an engine capable of 150 miles per hour strapped to a body that wants to tip over if you sneeze too hard while turning. It's utterly nonsensical. And the thunk of the door closing. People obsess over it as if it's a symphony. It's a latch, you simpletons. A heavy, primitive latch. You're being sold nostalgia for a time when things were objectively worse. Now we reach the modern era of the G63. This is the peak of human stupidity. It is the official vehicle of people who have crypto consultant in their social media bios. It features side exit exhausts, because nothing says, I'm an insufferable bore, quite like burning the ankles of your passengers while making enough noise to wake the dead. The markup on these vehicles is a crime against mathematics. You are paying a premium for a lifestyle that involves driving to a luxury gym and parking on the curb because you can't actually see over the dashboard. It's a status symbol for people whose only status is, has more credit than taste. It's an affront to my refined sensibilities. I'd rather ride a wet salmon to work. Finally, we shall discuss the G-turn. Mercedes has now decided that since the vehicle is useless on the road, it should be able to spin in circles like a confused puppy. They call it innovation. I call it a desperate cry for help from a marketing department that has run out of ideas. The EQG is the final nail in the coffin. A silent, electric brick. It loses the only thing it had, the noise, and leaves you with nothing but a very expensive, very heavy battery pack shaped like a shipping container. Cheerio to logic, goodbye to physics. It is the ultimate rip-off because it sells you the idea of adventure while ensuring you never leave the pavement for fear of scratching the 22-inch rims. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a 99 cone melting in the sun and a game of sorrows that requires my superior intellect. Don't touch anything on your way out. You'll likely break it. Cheerio.